Hey, baby, me and my boys are going to jail.
Thanks for calling. We're just over here blowing cum bubbles.
Oh, this smells bad. What is that, a box full of a bottle full of cum?
In stores now, box full of a
Bottle full of cum. Why don't you four men take those four girls outside, get to know each other, and fuck them a little bit? Maybe you'll feel better about
Just
yourself.
a little bit?
Just a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna take my dad to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my dads to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Is that song dead yet?
No.
It should be soon. Welcome to the audio recording of two imbeciles.
Yeah, that's pretty. Welcome.
We're changing the name. Burn all your t-shirts and buy more. This is
the Dapper
two
Dads
imbeciles.
is no more. In fact, I shouldn't have even legally said that at the beginning of the show.
now
We're going to have to bleep that one out. We are now just two men sitting in front of microphones with opinions, everybody. How's it going?
Welcome. We've also changed the direction. We're going to be tackling some tacos.
Tackling some tacos and tackling some topics.
Yep. You know it. Primarily news, and we've got some radical opinions and
We've
views.
got some really radical opinions
And you know what?
views coming right at you.
You heard at the beginning that new little intro that says we stand behind everything that we say. So
there it is. I felt it coming up, and I was like, get out, get out, get out.
Episode 91.
91, everybody.
We didn't talk about 90.
If you have been sticking with us for 91 episodes, bless your heart,
Sorry.
first of all. We don't know what it's been doing to your brain, but
Yeah.
scientifically it has to be
bad.
doing something to your brain, right?
We know you're making some references around your friends and family that they don't get.
Yeah,
And
you're starting to say
every
things.
one that slips out of your mouth is
If you're listening to the
bringing
show
a bigger
right now,
divide.
how many of you now have a case of Naturdays in your fridge thanks to us? How many of you have had a Naturdays thanks to
baby.
us? How many of you have done something just because we told you to do it on the show?
Exactly. We
Let
need
us
to
know. If you want to let us know
what you tried or did.
Let us know.
Unless they're bad.
Let us
then I
know
don't
what
wanna
you've
know.
tried or done in really any capacity by going to www.dapperdadspodcast.com, where you can do anonymous submissions, or you can tell us who you are. We'll take your
I don't give a
full
fuck.
government name in
Wow.
the submission if we would like it.
All the gems.
All the gems are coming back.
If you've drank Naturdays because of us, please, if you're in the Rockford area, reach out to the distributor of Naturdays. I'm not going to say it because we've
got some beef. Can we officially say we've got beef
I won't
with them?
say beef because I'll still work with them if they'll understand what we're
there's
going
an
for here.
incoming beef if they don't get their
Yeah,
shit
they're
straight.
not getting it together. We reached out to Natural Light, and they were excited and told us, as many beer companies have, to get in contact with our local distributor, which I've already done in reference to other lesser beers, and they just don't understand how 2019 works.
Yeah.
So blow them up, send them emails, tell them to get on the horn with us, and also just tweet at Natural Light if you've drank a Naturdays because of us. Tweet at them and say it was because of us, and we'll see if we can just gain some secondary traction there. We're still backing it. This isn't a monster fiasco.
This is what I will throw down on the table right now. If our listeners can help us get some type of Naturday endorsement, if you guys reach out to Naturdays for us, help us get this. I'm sure they'll want to sponsor some kind of event. If we did it, we could throw a rager. I'm pretty sure we could do unlimited Naturdays. Maybe
Okay,
not unlimited
we're making
Naturdays.
some grand
We can at
promises
least
here.
do a lot
Get
of
us in
Naturdays
talks
for everybody
and we'll
to drink.
figure it
Get us in
out.
talks. We'll workshop the rest.
Tweet
but
them
basically,
every day.
we will make sure that you guys get rewarded somehow for your hard work with something involving Naturdays this summer.
Yeah.
We promise.
We can't make
That is our dapper promise
can't
to
make
you.
promises, but yeah, tweet at them all the time. Figure out how to contact them. Tell them it's all because of us, because we know you've been enjoying them. We've seen pictures. Send them the pictures too. Tag us, tag them. Let's get this fucking ball rolling, because we're still on the Naturdays train, even if they don't support us or acknowledge us.
Even
It's
if
just
they
too
don't,
incredible
we
of a
can't
product.
give it up. It is what was it described as to you recently?
Unbelievable. I've gotten
Unbelievable.
amazing. I've gotten a lot. I've gotten a lot.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Unbelievably
You
good.
get. I love the face. You know how everyone talks about like a whiskey face or maybe a Malort face. You get a Naturdays face where you hand the can to someone. Especially, I've been with some big, strong, beefy men, and then they try, handing it to them. They're like, no. Or someone's like, I know what everyone's picturing. You're thinking it's gonna be like a cider. And then you get the questionable look, crack it open, sip, and then they look at it like it doesn't make
the
sense,
face.
because it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
I've been saying every time I know how good it is, and I constantly talk about it. I got a 30 rack tomorrow because I'm going somewhere, and that's just private stock,
Yeah,
baby.
that's just for you.
Because I got a 12 Also, they have so many options.
Yeah, there's so many options that you can buy. I'm thinking about making a trip to. I still have that.
Always buy the 30.
I still have that cooler full of 30, but I want to get some of those tall boys. I want a tall boy Natter Day.
Yeah. I went in on draft. I don't know if that exists, but God, I want to know.
Can you imagine just like a stein full of that?
But yeah, even I know how good it is, and every time I crack my first one open and I take a sip, I'm still blown
It's still
away.
just
it's
as
still,
good. It's still
always
amazing
like,
how good it is.
I know how good it is, and it still exceeds my expectations every time.
So for the love of God, reach out to Naturdays.
Yeah,
Let 'em
everybody,
know.
please, because we're going to be blowing them up, but we need we need to be acknowledged.
Send us pictures of you chugging Naturdays to dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com. We will review them. We may post some. Show us just you. I would love some pictures of people in their Dapper Dad shirts chugging Naturdays. I think that's
that
really
would be
good brand
top.
representation there. So do that. Pictures of that to the email, and we will use it for something nefarious.
Whatever we feel like. Yeah,
data mining. We'll use it for data mining.
Drink a Naturdays in a special location. I drank one on the beach and the ocean, and let me tell you, that one's top notch.
I am very excited.
Try them everywhere.
Are we all just gonna bring a case of Naturdays to the cabin this year?
I think so.
Just exclusively Naturdays all weekend.
I would like to be seen all summer with a Naturdays in my hand.
Yeah, this is America Summer 16 all over
Yeah,
again.
except it's even better.
Summer 16 was wild.
Yeah, Summer 16 was insane.
Yeah.
Last year was crazy, too. This year's not adding up yet.
Oh,
402-7 Dapper. That's 402-732-7737. Call and leave us a voicemail about how much you enjoy a sweet, sweet Natter Day. We're going to run this bitch into the ground.
Yeah, this is the Naturdays episode, I think. I think
this is the Naturdays
This is the one
lifestyle.
we want them to listen to and be like,
Yeah.
these guys are all about it.
Yeah, because I'm not much of have a beer by myself at home,
But
but
a
a
Natter
Natter
Day.
Day. You know what I mean?
Literally, so
Just sitting there.
me and my roommate, we've been going through the third season to Twin Peaks, but our work schedules are so crazy that we've only been able to like once a week sit down and catch an episode or two. And we always make sure we have at least a couple of Natter Days every episode. So every Sunday, traditionally in my house for the last couple of weeks, it's been coffee table, feet up, littered with Natter Day cans, Twin Peaks on the TV. And let me tell you, it is something fantastic.
I have a fridge. I have a garage fridge that's primarily just for beer, but I don't really I don't really drink at my house a lot. So it's usually I've got a plethora of things. I've still got some bean flickers, which you know. I got a ton of Bud Light bottles and cans because I'm always like, shit, let me grab some beers, and then I have like two at my house
many
or a couple with someone. So yeah, it's just overloaded. And I keep seeing all these other beers in there. I still have that. I made a specialty 6-pack for when we did the case race that I never touched.
I'm never
And
not
it's
going to be
still-
angry about that night. I've decided I'm always going to be angry about it.
Yeah, I thought you meant you've like found peace with it. And
No,
I
I'll
was gonna say,
never
fuck
find
you.
peace. No, how could I ever find peace
I
with that
didn't know.
evening?
I'll never know true peace again in general because
Well, maybe
of that night.
I don't know. Maybe the cabin will relieve
That's
us.
the
of
only
pain.
hope.
Yeah.
If not, then I'm just
We're fucked.
like this
Yeah.
now. I'm just
We woke up like this.
yeah. I'm surprised I woke up at all. Call that number that we already said, and then follow us on Twitter at DapperDads. And why don't you tweet at us and at Natural Light?
At the same damn time.
Yeah, both of us. Make sure you put a word or a period before so the public can see it if you're not familiar with how the Twitterverse works. And yeah, show them your pictures and your good decisions. Let's not make it a shit show.
Yeah.
Don't be like, drank a case of Naturdays, jumped off my roof. You got to be, what I've learned mostly with reaching out to these brands is it is hard to sponsor us because we say crazy shit is primarily what we get. That's why we have 0 sponsors. So yeah, only drink it responsibly, I think, is what we need to say.
Yeah.
That's what Jewel made a firm stance that they were not interested.
Yeah,
because
firm
of,
stance.
A lot of brands have made a firm stance. You could say liability.
You know, we don't really. We
issues.
listening to the show. You guys only
Problematic.
really get to see 5% of what really happens in the Dapper lifestyle with the Dapper brand. We are constantly responding to negative feedback and negative people. We are constantly out here with the flaming sword of God for you guys, slaying down
know how-
detractors and protesters and angry middle American white housewives who think we're not good for their teenage children.
Yeah, we're the new Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
we've been told.
we're out here slashing down expectations. Moms are out here making groups with weird acronym names for us.
Yeah, long
Moms,
acronym.
they're called MAD. Moms
Yeah.
Against Dapper Dads, and they are mad about it. Let me tell you.
But yeah, they're.
Do you know how proud as a person I would be if that I could go to my own mother and say that there's a group of mothers who is against my brand?
Yeah, your mother's the leader.
Yeah, she would be the leader of it.
She pulls out a bunch of shirts.
My sister keeps terrifying me every time I talk to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I think mom keeps trying to listen to your show, and I keep making her not do
Horrifying.
it." Yeah, I don't want that happening at
I
all.
recently have been keyed into the fact that several people, respectable human beings, have been tuning into this.
Yeah.
And then I've also been told what episodes from time to time.
And that's the worst
And then I'm
part.
like, huh. And then I think back and I'm like, huh. And I think a little bit more and I'm like, fuck. Like, literally, I don't get, like
what? This is what I forget about this show all the time. I forget that it is a publicly available platform
For
where
everyone
literally
in the world.
anyone in the world can hear it. And I really let my true loose self come out on the show.
I've said
You
too
know,
much.
I've said too much
Yeah.
on this show. You know, I'm way too loose and wild on
Yeah.
this. And it's like respectable. Like something tells me in the current job that I'm in now, they definitely did like a social media search before they hired me. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
had to know about this. And the fact they still hired me knowing about this is incredible.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll be in a room with a bunch of people and I'll realize that they've listened to it. And then I'm just like, oh my God.
These people know
The
way
amount
more
of times
about
I've
me
talked
than I
about
want them
jerking
to know.
off.
Yeah, the amount of times I've talked about anything involving personal body fluids and
Yeah,
function on
it's
this show
almost
that
exclusive.
nobody should be listening
Yeah.
to, yet everyone knows these details about my life.
Yeah, and the worst is when someone was like, I listened to your podcast, and you're just like,
Because the
How
next,
was
because
that?
there is an infinite amount of sentences that can come out of the mouth after that. Let me
Yeah.
tell you.
and yeah, I still
I
get-
listened to your show and vomit, just
Yeah.
vomit. They cough up a large frog creature, and the frog creature gets really big, really fast, and then it has these gigantic fists, and it just comes and it starts knocking everybody around the bar.
and then that's my problem.
Yeah, and then it's our problem. They're like, look
How'd
what
this
your
fucking frog get in
look
here?
what your show
I-
makes me
I have
do.
a podcast. Oh, this guy's got a fucking
It's
podcast.
the frog.
A white guy's got a
It's
podcast.
It's a frog the size of a bear, but it makes bull noises as it's running around punching people.
Yeah.
Like, moo!
Yeah, you
and
better
just
not be
socking
wearing
people.
red around that.
You just
frog.
better not be wearing anything long and flowy around that
Yeah,
guy.
you
That
should-
frog.
You
will
should get
fuck
naked
you
around the
up.
frog.
That frog, he is still out
I'd be
at large,
careful.
per my understanding. He disappeared into a bog marsh area where the cops could no longer chase him,
Yeah.
and he is still out there smacking asses and punching holes in things to this day.
Yeah, grope and punch. That's all he was taught.
They call him Helmet Spanko.
Yeah, normal bullets don't work on him.
Normal guns don't work on him. You have to get an antimatter gun to kill this frog because he came from an unnatural parallel universe in an unholy place that
Yeah.
somehow was positioned by us. Something we exactly said on the show was like the perfect spell for this person's brain. Conjured a demon. They coughed it up. It's our
If I've
responsibility
heard it once,
now.
I've heard it a million times. what you
you're-
got to do is melt down an old special crucifix into one solid bullet, and you better pray to God you hit that frog. Otherwise, you're just making him angry.
Yeah, otherwise he's
And
just
you won't
mad.
like him when he's angry
And when
because
he-
he's also green.
He's bigger, and some would say Hulk-like, but that's infringing on some copyright,
Yeah.
so we are not allowed to say that per Disney contracts.
Yeah, Disney is really harping on a lot of things
Disney's
with
really
us.
getting on us recently for some reason.
Who
Eisner
was
is
the
not a
Hulk?
happy
Lou,
man.
Lou Ferrigno?
What about him?
Was that the Hulk? The original Hulk?
On the TV show, yeah.
Is he alive?
Ferrigno's alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we confirm that he has not morphed into a giant aggressive frog of sorts?
No.
All right. So it might be Lou Ferrigno on the loose.
It could be. It
be a
sounded like
loose-loose
it sounded
situation.
like you said fog instead of frog, and I'm picturing a Lou Ferrigno fog
He's-
floating
no, yeah,
around.
He's not the frog at all. He's a very
he's a
ghostly.
very
That's why I had to.
ghostly, strong, massive
That's why I
fog
had to
that
make sure he
comes
was
around.
alive. He's looking real ghostly.
He's a deaf fog, for what it's worth. He can't hear that good.
no, yeah.
Lou Ferrigno
all
can't hear.
ghosts are deaf. I don't know if we've
All
covered
ghosts are
this
deaf?
before. Yeah. Have
Okay.
you not heard this?
This
Yeah.
is a strong stance.
That's why they're always so angry.
Is that in?
Because you're like, hey, baby, me and my boys are going to jail. Which again is what you should be shouting all summer
long.
2019.
You should
and from
you should
here
have a
on out.
Naturday in your hand, standing on a street corner, screaming, "Hey, baby! Me and my boys are going to jail!"
Because she'll think you're mysterious, and she'll also think you're a bad boy.
She'll
and the
think
ladies
she'll
love a
think you're
mysterious
very bad boy. Take a cigarette, put it out on your tongue. Or if you're a real bad guy and don't want to put it in your mouth because you like how the taste of sweet candy is, put it out on the inside of your arm.
Yeah. Do it with candy cigarettes that you've lit on fire, and they
Yeah.
become a caramelized,
Oh,
melty nightmare.
that
will
sounds yummy,
stain.
though. Nice
It will
caramel made out of candy cigarettes.
Yeah. Do they sell candy cigarettes anymore? Oh, what a crazy
They
idea.
killed Sandy's. They
killed Sandy?
They killed
My neighbor Sandy?
fuck.
The candy cigarettes killed my neighbor Sandy.
No, it was the
He was a
bubblegum cigars.
Oh, yeah. Those things explode like crazy.
Yeah, because I put all those big, those joke cigarette poppers in them, and then I lit one.
Well, too many people are having babies.
Too many people are having babies, and not enough people are out here giving the dads enough slack. Let me tell you about it.
You know what?
You know what? He's just a dad. Why don't you just let him be himself? Why don't you let him relax?
You know what? I've been wanting to say it for a while, and I finally remembered. Ladies is dads too.
Ladies is dads too.
Ladies
you know
is
what?
dads too.
Thank you. Ladies is dads
Never forget
too.
it.
Never
This
forget,
is
fellas.
all inclusive.
Ladies is dads
Everyone's a dad.
Everyone can be a dad. That's
And
why.
that's
why we're the Dapper Dads, because anyone can be a dad.
Exactly. And that's what this is all based off of. We've said it before. This all comes from friends calling each other dad. So I don't think we've said it. Everybody call your friends dad.
Just call him
What's
dad.
up, Dad?
You,
How's it going,
if your
Dad?
if your
Everyone you
dad
know.
sucks, you can pick your own dad.
Yeah,
it's
make
fantastic.
your own dad.
We
It's like the adventure
Our
books.
we have the most perfect scenario because we each have 3 dads now,
Yeah.
and we each have 3 dads that
too
we can
many
rely.
dads.
Too many dads, but combined,
A lot of bad dad decisions.
a lot of bad dad decisions. But I feel like combined, our unique talents come together and create one super functional dad that, as a mass unit, moves around and gets shit done.
Yeah. What we need is that Captain Planet ring, but for dads.
I was thinking more Wonder Twin Power Activate ring, so it's got to be like a weird corner piece that we put in the middle,
Yeah.
and then it comes together and make a square form of
Drunk
pack of
monster.
walrus.
pack of walrus?
Yeah, pack of walrus moving through the streets.
Pack of walrus doing wall rides on the skateboard.
Oh, now that's
Those
an
things
image
are
right there.
dangerous.
A walrus doing wall rides? It's big.
Ripping
Break
it.
the biggest skateboard you've ever seen in your
Yeah.
life.
It's
Scary
an
big skateboard.
unlockable character in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the next one that's going to come out maybe.
What would you do if we were in Madison
Kill it.
and you saw? Okay, I love that. That's just where. So we're killing walruses now. Is that the stance we're taking on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I got to do what I got to do to get them sweet, sweet tusks to make my dick work again.
Is it the tusks that make your dick work again,
Yeah,
or
you
is
gotta
it the
grind it
blubber?
into a fine
I thought
powder.
you ate the blubber. You fried the blubber and you ate it.
That's just an unrelated
Gives you
thing.
a fat dick.
Yeah, I mean...
Got to eat the fat of the fattest
no
animal
one
to
wants
get
a
the
fatter
fattest
dick. You want a real long pencil dick,
No,
right?
I want a. I don't want a long dick. I want a thicker dick.
No, like a can of corn?
No, not. I don't want to go can. I'm thinking more
Like a can of corn because there's corn inside.
I mean, I hate to harp on it, but I mean, I'm thinking more of a Three Musketeers bar without the chocolate on the outside.
Nougaty.
Real nougaty.
It is.
Because that's about as hard as I get all the
was gonna
time
say,
anyway.
it
My
is.
erections are as soft as my shits.
It is nougaty when you try to put it in a woman.
Yeah, it's very nougaty, and it
Or
just
anyone.
pops in.
Anyone can get a nougat.
You just
chick.
got to shove that gummy worm in and kind of work with it till you get to where
We all
you'll
know.
stimulate yourself enough eventually. Just get.
Because you know what? Only you matter in that scenario.
You know what? Go in when it's
It's all
dry as
about
hell.
you.
It is all about you and the pleasure that you can receive.
You just want to get it done as quick as possible,
so
with
that you can
no
go
thought
back
of
to
another
playing
person.
your video games and
Yeah.
watching your shows. She can go back
You
to
gotta
reading
learn the
her
Fortnite
stories.
dances because you're getting out of touch.
You're getting.
So come on, let's
Come
get this
on, let me
ready.
get this nut
We've all
out.
seen how many pornos now are like, he wouldn't stop playing his video game, so I started sucking his dick. You
Eh.
know, we're watching the same ones.
Are we? I like to think that
I
behind
like
the scenes
to think
we're
we're
watching some of
always
the same.
watching the same ones.
Like at the same
least
time.
I
too.
don't like that.
I
no.
like that a lot.
A
I also
universal
like to think
jerk?
We're coming at the same time. Yeah.
Well, we are.
I like to think we're coming at the same time, shitting at the same time, pissing at the same time, eating at the same time.
We're definitely not eating the same
No, you haven't eaten in weeks, apparently. You
You
have an eating disorder. Every time I shove a couple of wads of corn in my mouth, that's food, right? That's eating.
I like to think we're coming at the same time, and boy, we better be jerking it at the same time.
I like
Because
to
otherwise, just a sporadic.
I like to
cold
think that when
calm.
I'm lasting really long, it's because you're taking a while to warm up. But then
Yeah.
when I'm really quick, it's because I'm coming in right when you're finishing.
Yeah.
I like to think that sometimes we don't get it lined up just
No,
right,
we
and
don't
like
at
that's
all.
when like I come too fast. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened, even though I
Yeah.
absolutely know what happened. We all
Sorry,
know
it's
what happened.
because my buddy came right. We must. he
You're
must
just
have
so
been-
beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you're
I
so
like
beautiful.
the idea of you
God.
being like, sorry, this doesn't always happen. It's when my friend is like, he's about to
God.
come to, so he's already. It's hard to explain.
And your pussy's too tight. God.
Yeah, it's supposed
a
to be more
compliment.
bulbous.
Supposed to be huge on the inside. I'm not even supposed to feel the walls. I'm supposed to slip in like a penny through a keyhole and then just rattle around in there.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to put my balls
And then
in too.
and then you got to queef a lot after you're done.
Yeah, everybody should be queefing.
Everybody should be more queefs
More
in 2019.
queefs, yeah. Add it to the
ladies
list.
got to stop being embarrassed about the queefs. I don't care if a girl queefs. If a girl's queefing, it's because of something I did and I know I fucked her right.
Ladies is dads too. Go and get your queef on.
Ladies as dads too. Go and get your queef on. Go
Yeah.
and get your queef on.
All right, so that's it.
I think we should make a special Mother's Day shirt. Ladies as dads too.
Go and get your queef on the back.
Yeah, girl, get your queef on.
And you have to give it to your mother.
And the cues of vagina with a puff of hair coming out of it, like a little
I
cartoon
could mock
fart
this
blast.
up. I could definitely mock this up for the first time ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we don't have backlogs.
I've got like different colorways.
Yeah, you
different
haven't
sizes,
been workshopping
big
it
air
or anything.
bubbles.
Oh,
big vape bubble because maybe we do get that Juul partnership finally.
Girls, impress your man by queefing bubbles. Take a bubble wand and queef some bubbles at him.
Put more things in your vagina.
And pop them, man.
the pH
learn
balance.
Learn how to shoot ping pong balls out of it.
If
I would love
once,
a girl to
I've
shoot
seen
a
it
ping pong
once
ball with
I
me.
never needed to see it again.
I don't want to see... Do I want to see cum bubbles?
I don't know. Did I tell you about that hotline I called as a teenager?
No, do tell.
Really? I feel like I've definitely said this.
Well, we all know how my short-term memory is, so pray tell about this hotline.
Hopefully everyone else is too. They're like the cum bubbles again. This is the 8th time they've covered it in episode 12, episode 36.
Let me take a time
episode
out.
37 for some reason immediately following it.
Let me take a time out on this stance. I don't mind if a girl is blowing cum bubbles with her mouth. I don't want a girl blowing cum bubbles with her pussy.
Yeah, I feel like we've been over this, but when I was a teenager, I used to call sex lines. I used to try to guess like by 2 words, like 1-800-cum slut or something, whatever, just to see if it existed.
Yeah.
I could have been ahead of the time if I would have been buying these.
True.
But
You could have made a ton of sleazebag money.
And I found one, and the intro is like these 2 girls, and they're like, "Thanks for calling. We're just over here blowing cum bubbles." And I was just on the phone like, "What? You're doing what?
You're doing what with
As
what?
like a 12-year-old, like, what is that?
Huh.
So, yeah, I don't know. I also used to call it from friends.
Not enough cum bubbles these days.
You could say that. This was back in the 70s.
I'm saying now.
Yeah, you could say that.
I am saying
right now. You could say it.
Okay.
You can say it.
Okay, there's not enough cum bubbles.
All right, good. Glad we got that figured out.
Yeah.
I also used to call sex lines because if you call, you can just listen to a bunch of shit before they charge you. So I call them at my friend's house and then like accept the charge and then just leave the phone sitting like it was on like cordless phones. Just set it down. And I also used to buy porn at my friend's house on their TVs, just so that they would have to have that conversation with their parents. I also did it when I was in my 20s.
It wasn't me. It was drama.
Too. When they own their own houses, it's almost funnier.
I think you did it at my house last time you over. Now that we're talking about it.
No, you don't have cable.
No, I don't have cable on purpose.
I just pulled up a bunch of porn.
For this very reason, I don't have cable.
Well, yeah, you called and you were like, "I'm not going to pay the $600 bill," and you just stuck to your guns, so you can't have cable now.
I will stick to my guns. I will not pay for those pornos.
I used to do it at house parties when like everybody passed out. Just buy a bunch of porn and then just take the remote with me.
Okay.
Because imagine you throw a house party, you have cable because you're a normal person, and then everybody passed out. You wake up in the morning, a couple of people are straggling out. You're like, "All right, bye." And then you're like, "Where the fuck is the remote?" So you can't find it because I took it forever. So you finally buy a universal remote. And then by the time you get that figured out, there's been 6 different pornos purchased on your TV for $20 a pop.
Okay, so $120 worth of pornos?
Yeah.
Driving right to your house and shoving that universal remote down your throat.
But before you had the knowledge, how angry are you about that?
I'm more confused than angry because I'm like, who paid
you would be angry
for porn in 2019?
You would be angry about the remote.
Yeah.
Because I used to do this. I used to steal things that would matter a lot. And you would just be like, things like, you lose the remote all the time.
Yeah.
So you're like, it's got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Where you get to a nervous breakdown point where you're like, where the fuck is the remote? And it ruins your friendship, relationship. Your pets never look at you the same.
They
like
still
everything's
don't. They don't look
different.
at me the same ever.
And yeah, you got to go buy a universal remote, but you always think in the back of your head, because sometimes I'd bring it back. If it was someone I knew, I'd go back to the house, put the remote just somewhere crazy, and then they'd be like, I think that's when you make someone snap.
Yeah, that's how you snap. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do something like that to you. I'm just gonna take one.
No, I know.
I'm gonna take one small thing of yours.
I occasionally would take the whatever you do to turn the burner on, those nozzles, just one. Take one off, and I wouldn't return them.
Monster.
Because that you see pretty quickly, and then you're just like, well, what the fuck?
Where the fuck did it go? Who took this off of here?
Yeah, you got to do some fun shit. Parties are whack.
Parties are whack.
So steal something.
I should have stolen something at that last house party I was at.
Yeah, you should steal something at every house party.
I think
You
I'm
should
gonna go to
steal
a house-
something anytime you're drinking.
Yeah, I can.
Bar, party, park.
I've got
bushes outside of your ex house because she won't return your phone calls anymore.
See if her window's open, crawl in, take some of her underwear.
Take something. Yeah, a little keepsake.
Take a pair of underwear, spray some of her perfume on it, take it home, make a tea out of it, drink it, get very sick. Keep the underwear, sleep with it, cum on it every night, put it in a jar until the jar fills up with cum, mail the jar of cum with the underwear in it back to her house, make sure you don't put bubble wrap in the packaging. It breaks when it gets to her house, so it's full of broken glass. UPS guy's like, this thing smells, and just throws it out the truck.
Is that a box full of a bottle full of cum?
Is that a box full of a bottle full of cum? That sounds like something out of a 90s commercial. Oh, this smells bad. What is that, a box full of a bottle full of cum?
In stores now, box full of a bottle full of cum.
I want that to be this week's episode title, but I do not want you to make the graphic for it.
No, I don't want to get the listeners from that.
Oh,
I don't want to
God.
get the YouTube viewers from that, because the most startling statistics, and one of the problems we face all the time is with podcasting, there's not a lot of solid statistics to go off of.
Right, yeah. It's still
So
such a
everything's
new
very
field,
confusing
you know?
all the time. One statistic you can always count on is the YouTube searches that lead to your videos. And I don't know what is going on YouTube, but people are looking up the weirdest shit.
And also looking up us.
Like young girl fingering, which it's like, at that point, are you like 10 years old and you just don't know better?
Yeah.
Because I picture a like 40-year-old man who,
Going into YouTube and typing in girls getting fingered.
it's like you might catch one lucky video that hasn't gotten taken down.
Yeah.
Much, but you could just Google search young girl getting fingered. And I promise you thousands of videos that will blow your mind if all you're working with is weird YouTube videos.
Yeah, go to just a quick Google will
Yeah.
change everything about who you are. As a
We
person.
posted it before for sure on the Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll have to look again and see because it's been a while. But yeah, it'll just be like one search, but it led someone to one of our videos, which
Yeah.
has to be the most upsetting thing, where you're like, oh, finally, young girl getting fingered, and then it's just
you and
idiots
me
talking.
sitting here talking like this.
When is the girl gonna get fingered?
Where are the girls?
Is that guy a girl? Is that guy gonna finger that guy?
Is that pretty man a girl? Are these chicks with
They
dicks?
watched the entire episode.
Are these chicks with dicks or dudes with clits?
Only one way to find out, baby.
And that's to pay for the
$5 at
Patreon.
www.patreon.com/Dapper.
Welcome to capitalism, you fucking the frog comes out of my throat.
Oh, fuck.
Starts running around. Just goes over to the weight bench there and just starts lifting the weights and looking at us. He's like, I'm just waiting for you to get done. And we're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, for those of you not aware, we record in the corner of a very active gym.
Very
a lot of
active gym.
beefcake. That's why Slim is so hard to reel in sometimes, because he is just rocking a
Constantly
gander over
rocking
there.
a gander and sweating, looking at all these beefcakes in here. My penis can only get so half erect, you guys. Come on.
And it gets warm down here, so
It's
everybody's
super
stripped.
warm, and
We're
everybody's
even
just
closer.
butt naked.
We're
Oh
even
my
closer to a
God.
shower.
I can't wait until the summer when it is so ungodly hot down here sometimes, because there's
I
apparently
know.
a leak.
Oh, I
like-
forgot how hot it gets
Yeah.
down here. Oh,
Don't you
no.
remember that
I
ep-
want to quit now.
Yeah,
Can we quit now?
Right now?
What, ahead of the game?
Right now, just quit in the middle of this episode.
Fine.
Yeah, you
they
know
got
what? Do
30
we want to quit?
minutes. I mean, what we've been doing is really packed in. It's like one of our long bad episodes.
Yeah.
Just crammed into 30 minutes. I
Okay,
think
so
we're
go
done,
ahead and call it
'cause
quits.
It gets hot here.
It gets really hot in here. My balls
I
are sweaty
forgot.
right now. We're calling quits.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and call it quits.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.
The freedom is so
Ah,
nice.
Jesus God, I'm so happy to be done with this fucking show. I just want to throw this out here. I have always hated your guts since the moment I met you.
I haven't
just-
hated you that much, but the listeners.
The
am I right?
listeners, oh my
couple of them
God,
are
these
fucking
people.
monsters.
There are some people that
Is it
listen
our
to this show.
fault?
No,
Did
it's
we
not
do
our
this?
fault. We're good people. We just create a product that attracts bad people, is what it is.
Makes
That's what I really think it is. Honestly, 100% hand of God. I can't, if I have to keep seeing just face after face of ugly, horrific, monstrous fan coming to me, telling me that they love me so much and
And
they
we
just want to
changed
suck,
their
and they
lives.
change their lives and they want to suck my
And we
dick
killed
and give
their
me
dog.
$100 and please take my firstborn son and sacrifice him so the show will go on forever.
I've heard it once,
I
I've
can't-
heard it
I
twice.
can't stand these people anymore, for what it's worth. But God help me, I love every single one of them, and actively I would kiss every single fan on the mouth if I could, for what
Yeah.
it's worth.
Should we go back?
You know what? I'm starting to think that maybe
We
the
make a
fans.
mistake.
Maybe I think we made a mistake. I don't think the fans. You know what? Before we leave this studio, let's just right now flip a coin. Let's flip a coin. Heads, we go back to doing the show. Tails, we stop doing it.
All right. I don't have a coin. Well, I guess God intervened.
All right, God intervened. So let's throw the personalities back on. We're going back on the show. All right.
Let me get my voice on.
All right.
Should I put makeup back on?
Maybe touch up the makeup.
I can't right now.
Okay. I mean, well, it's the videos.
Do you have one of those rubbery things that looks like it's sexual?
Yeah, I do, but
Okay.
like,
Has it been sexual?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been in there.
All right, that would help, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
Would it be like a brown tan?
I mean, it'd be more of a creamy tan. I'm shoving it there, not there, but there.
in the front.
Yeah, in the front.
All right, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, I could pull it out, but like it's gonna take. I need some tweezers. It's like when you see those videos where like they're pulling the bot flies out of people's backs, you know, and like the worm gets stuck. And
Dr.
It's like,
Pimple Popper.
Yeah, no, not even Dr. Pimple Popper. You know the but
She pulled it.
okay, yeah, but it's like it's like the bot flies and like they're in somebody's back and you can't really see it. It just looks like a little blackhead, and they like get the tweezers in there and they pull, and it's like a worm that's like this big and it's like fat and everything like that. That's what that
Your
little.
dick's the fat worm.
The makeup applicator is the fat worm. My dick is the person's back.
Smaller worm.
You could
So it's really
somehow
fluffing it.
yeah, really fluffing out. The reason I put it in there is because it makes my dick look fantastic.
Okay.
First of all, it makes my dick look great.
Can I borrow it for that instead of the makeup?
That's what I'm saying. Is you're gonna have to give me a second because we can go back to the show.
We'll do this later.
We can go back to the show, but I have to sit here quietly with a pair of tweezers and silently try to not scream as I pull this out.
Let's just do it after.
Okay. So
let me hit record and we'll come back.
Okay. Yeah. Hit record and we'll come back. All right.
All right,
everybody. Hey, we would never give up on this show.
We love you guys.
Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for being you.
It feels great to be back, to be completely honest.
You know,
I feel like a new man.
You know what?
I feel like a stupid old used piece of garbage, but in a new man's body.
You know what? I feel like someone took my used old garbage man brain and put it into a young man's body. There was a clone of myself that was better physically.
But the young man
everywhere.
is very handicapped.
The young man is there's something very wrong with him. Let's put it that way. His brain doesn't communicate with the rest of his body. Everything looks fine. Everything should work fine. Some of those synapses, they're just firing off at the wrong times. He's coming when he shouldn't be coming. He's slapping around when he shouldn't be slapping. He's knocking boxes of crackers off the shelf at the grocery store. He's out here kicking carts when he shouldn't be kicking carts. He's out here coming even more when he shouldn't be coming. Things he can't have any more come. He's dry orgasming. Something's wrong with his brain.
Like that guy that comes all the time.
Yeah, and he just like has to collapse in the middle of a field and have an orgasm. Why would you even film that? Like, why would you put that man in that position? Because
it only works if I'm in a field too.
Well, because like they were just like out walking in nature, and he's like, and like drops to the ground on his knees. Can you imagine
together?
Can you imagine if there was like a human being that yeah, we do it because we're drunk and exhausted. We're not doing it because we're coming in our pants.
I'm also coming.
I mean, I come sometimes.
Yeah,
most of the time I'm faking it.
I'm never.
80% of the time, if I'm having sex with a woman, I'm faking my orgasm.
Yeah,
that's all there is to it. I just get bored. I just want it to stop.
80% of the time, I'm having sex with a woman. You know what I mean? With big quotations. Like you guys are like, come play beard arts, and I'm like, sorry, I'm having sex with a woman, but I'm really knuckle deep in a bag of pretzels, watching Tales from the Crypt.
I really want an orange soda right now.
Yeah, I was looking for a beverage. This didn't do the trick.
Yeah.
Should have shaken it up.
Yeah, we should just stop the show and go get some big orange sodas.
Big orange sodas. I don't drink pop anymore.
I know. I don't either. But why am I craving it? Do I want orange juice or do I want?
You don't want. Those are two drastically different oranges.
Yeah.
Also, an orange is a completely third spectacle that you don't anticipate.
I want like that orange crush flavor, but I don't want a soda. Like, do they make candy that tastes like orange crush?
Probably. I think they make orange crush candies.
Can I just get a flat orange crush that's ice cold?
No, it's got to be warm.
No, I want it ice cold. Shake it up, let the bubbles go flat, open the bottle, let everything out, close it, put it in the freezer, flat orange crush. That's what I want.
All right. We'll get that for you.
Cool.
I drove 45 minutes in a hunt for some records because I was on Facebook Marketplace and I saw some store selling records. So I had 45 minutes. I get out of the car. The first thing that appears to me is a woman bent over in front of the store drawing a bunny on the ground in chalk with a giant thong hanging out and a disgusting body. Like an old gross.
Oh, okay.
Why is it always, every time I've seen thongs in the past like 2 years, it's been on an older woman who doesn't need to be wearing thongs.
See, I don't mind thongs on an older woman that knows how to wear it.
No, I'm talking about an old. I was out to eat at a place by my house, and I was outside, and they have like an outside bar as well, and there was like a 60-year-old biker woman with her thong hanging out. I'm not even kidding.
Not a fan
One of the
of
most
that.
upsetting things I've seen.
I've been told by women who wear thongs regularly that after a while you just don't even notice it. Like you just don't even feel it. Like I feel like I would always feel it flossing in between my ass.
Oh
cheeks.
yeah, for
like,
sure.
That would be my like. I don't feel like you get used to that at all.
No.
You don't get like a chap in your ass that gets used to it.
No.
Like no, I don't think you can.
Can't wear flip flops because I can't deal with that between my toes.
Gotta have the slides.
Yeah, slides are a game changer. But anyway, so I see this woman's gross ass, and then I just kind of walk past her because I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I walk in, and she's like, hey, can I help you find something? As I'm walking in the store, which is one of my pet peeves, like I don't even know yet.
Yeah,
lady.
I don't even know what you have.
So what they're doing here, this is just like a shit store. Have you ever been to a store that's just shit?
Mm-hmm.
So they have a wall of records all like sideways, so you got to look at the spines with a crooked neck to see what you're looking for. And then on the ground, they have a stack of records that you would flip through on top with another stack of records on top. So you could never look at the records on the bottom. I've never seen this. I've been around records.
I feel like that would crush the records, like put some warping on them or something.
Do that. And then they had guitars in front of all of them, so I couldn't even look at the top ones. I had to like look through and then move a guitar.
It's just not practical.
And then look over. So I've got my neck all crooked looking through. And there's like, it was a decent selection of like general shit. And then I find one of the things I hunt for all the time is a copy of Jazz by Queen, which I have
with
on
the
vinyl.
Poster
with
in it?
The poster.
And it had the poster.
Yeah. I pull
my God.
I pull it out and I look in and it looks like it's just the sleeve. And then I actually pull it out and it was the poster. On the front and the back of the fucking sleeve of the record, it looks like someone put a cigarette out on both sides perfectly, but it didn't go through.
Okay.
So I don't know what that was. And the poster's got like what was like thumbtack holes that over time have gotten real nasty.
Yeah.
But I'll take whatever. I'm thinking I'm willing to pay up to 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's an old record.
Yeah, and the poster is hard to find. For those of you who don't know, it was a poster, and as a child, it's in the CD as well. And you open it, and it's just naked women on bikes. It's for fat bottom girls. It's just all these bikes, like a race, and they're all naked. And as a kid, I would borrow my dad's CD copy just to look at the girls. And then you listen to the record, and the record's fucking amazing as well. And that's how I think I fell in love with Queen, is by looking at all those old 70s titties on
God
bikes.
Bless them.
Oh, beautiful. I can see it in my head right now.
There was just something about 70s titties that worked,
right?
They were just
nice
so
ones.
perky, and the nipples were up
Nice and
higher.
slow.
The nipples were up higher than they are.
The nipples were different in
They
the
had like that
70s.
nice cup on the bottom with the nipple on the front, you know, like titties were different in the 70s.
Yeah, good things. So I find it, and I'm like, sick. I'm going to look into this. And I'm perusing the rest. And I mean, this place is like tiny.
Yeah.
And they got just a pile of symbols, which I wanted to look through, but you can't quietly look through a pile of symbols.
I was going to say, that's like a bull in a china shop. You can't be.
And that's what it was, just shit everywhere.
Look
all
at our
this
tub
video
of
game
symbols.
shit, everything. So I finally round the corner, and the lady's sitting over there, and she's like, "Did you find anything?" And I go, "Yeah." And I'd noticed there's no pricing on the records, and this is I have a lot of pet peeves when digging through records, and this might be the number one. One of my big ones is when there's not enough room to flip through,
And you can
that
only
drives
see a
me
little
crazy.
bit of the record.
Yeah, you got to know what the fucking.
No.
That's annoying. I also hate those one big ass sleeves that are so plasticky that it's like you're
that you can't even
through.
see the fucking record through the sleeve sometimes.
So I hand it to her, and she goes, "Let me look up the price." And I was like, "You fuckers." So I give it to her, and then I noticed next to her they had more just piles of records, including right at the front a copy of Too Fast for Love by Motley Crue that had clearly been like submerged in water for a long time because it had peeled away and it was so warped. And I was just looking at it, a lot of Judas Priest for some reason, and she's like, "Oh, you got Queen," and I thought she was like referencing like I wouldn't be listening to Queen or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, "It's gonna be expensive. That movie just came out." And I was like, "What?"
That's weird.
And then she's like looking through it, and she goes, "And you know the posters in this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay." And she's like, then she's on the phone, and she's like, "I'm calling my husband. He's going to have to come down to the shop to price it for you. I can't price it. I'm seeing a lot of different prices online," which I hate. You're just looking at Discogs. Why would I buy it from you when I can just buy a clean copy off of Discogs?
Yeah.
You're going to charge me? And I'm like, this guy's got to come in and not, because she goes, "I've almost given away like records. I don't know what they're worth. He knows how much he buys them for. He's really into vinyl." In my head, I'm like, if you're really into vinyl, you don't stack records on top of records.
If you're really
like
into
a
vinyl,
monster.
you don't leave someone who doesn't know anything about vinyl to run the store while you're gone.
So she's like, "He's literally pulling in right now," when she called him. So this giant slobby man comes in, and he like wobbles over, and he picks out the record, and then he's just sitting there, and he's just like looking at the record, and he goes, "Wow, that's," and I had my back to him, just trying to, because I was just gonna leave as soon as she's like, "I'm gonna look up the price," but I'm like, "No, I gotta stay here." And she's like, or he comes in, he's like, "Wow, look at that picture." So I assumed I'd turn around and he'd be looking at the titties. He's just looking, when you open the sleeve, it's like a wide shot of the studio. And he's like, "Isn't that a beautiful picture?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "How much is the record?"
Yeah.
And then he goes, $30. And I was just like, no way.
No fucking way.
And then he's like, "If you ever find it with the yellow label on the inside," and I was just like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You know about that?" And I'm like, no, I don't, but I don't give a fuck. And then I
Yeah.
literally was so pissed. I went in my car and I pulled it up on Discogs and seen all the copies I could buy for less than that.
Yeah.
With the fucking poster.
Because he's trying to make his fucking profit on it.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you probably just buy people's collections with no regard for what's in them, and then you're going to charge me $30. You probably paid $30
Based
for a
off
box
of
of records.
Discogs.
Yeah, you can suck my fucking dick. I hope your store burns down. That's what I was so close to saying. I'm like, get your flossy-ass wife and tell her to fucking sell this to me for $12, because that's what I had in my mind. Then I was at the store yesterday, my local grocery store that you know I'm a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had this happen so many times, and I feel like it's so fucking offensive. I went to the self-checkout, and there's a lady at the self-checkout in front of me with a kid, and the kid looks up at me and goes, "Daddy." And the lady looks at me and goes, "Not even close."
What?
And I'm like,
You don't gotta be rude about it like that.
Yeah,
Yo.
I get I
like-
might look different from your baby daddy that it's just a dad doing his job.
Yeah, just a dad
Just
doing
a
his
good
job.
guy.
Give
And
him
she
a
was
break.
like, usually, because I had it happen at other stores before where I had it, I think it was at Target once, where there was a kid in the cart and she goes, "Daddy," and the lady looked at me and she just goes, "No." And I'm like,
Why
"Jeez."
do you gotta
But
be
that
such a-
lady was like 40, so I'm thinking she's probably like, "No, I wouldn't be with this kid that looks young as shit."
Yeah.
This girl is like, has to be my age or younger. So I'm like, bitch, what's wrong with me? I probably would have given your kid a good life. You
You
probably
would've
wouldn't have to be at the store.
You would have been a fine-ass dad. You would have been
Then
at
I
home
walk
with the
outside,
kid.
and the kid's just standing in the middle of the road. She's like, "Get out of the road." And in my head, I'm like, "Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, if you had a
it
good
was my
quality
kid,
dad like
I'd
you."
be carrying her, put a popsicle in her mouth because it's a warm summer day.
Give her a little lollipop
Yeah.
to keep her quiet in the car.
Yeah.
Carry her into the store.
Throw her in the back seat like the groceries.
Throw
speed
her back
off
there with the
Little
groceries.
Peach just blaring.
Everybody knows I'm fucking like, oh yeah, everybody knows.
Dad, I can't hear. It won't matter.
It
before
won't
long.
matter.
Appreciate the bass god.
You
bitch.
can hear songs actually better when you're younger. Your young ears can pick up on all the intricacies better. Everybody knows I'm fucking like, oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, what a fucking offensive.
I ain't
thing
gonna
to
get
say.
no damn coffee. Like,
Yeah, that's the best part.
that's
of
the
that
best
song.
bar right there.
But yeah, what a fucking
And if
just
there ain't a girl in there, I ain't getting no
No.
damn coffee.
what a fucking just outrageously offensive thing to just blurt out. Not even close.
Close.
Then show me a picture of your fucking.
Yeah,
right
show
now.
me this
Show
guy. Let me see how
piece
this
of
guy
shit.
stacks up to
I
me. You know,
guarantee
I
you.
guarantee you, I am leagues above where this
Yeah.
motherfucker is.
You know what I
Have you?
would
Do you
be-
see me? Do
Yeah.
you see this bone
You know,
structure?
I run a popular-ish podcast.
Do you
with
know
a-
that we have fans in Australia, bitch? I would be a great dad to your kids.
Yeah.
Too bad they'll never know.
I wanted to just like.
Hey, bitch,
Make-
nice. Hey, bitch, pretty kid. Want another one? Too bad. You'll never know.
I wanted to make an extravagant purchase. I was literally buying a bag of pretzels and 2 small boxes of clearance Robin's eggs.
That's some dad shit.
And I was
though.
taking out $50, so I got at least $50, bitch.
Yeah.
$53.74, actually. You fucking bitch.
$53.74. We could take the kids
Yeah.
out for dinner or something. Leave them in the car while we make out in the bathroom.
Yeah, I can't. We can go out to dinner. That thing's gonna have to sit in the car because her dad can't come get her because you let a bad guy come in you.
Oh.
You let a piece of shit come
You
in
let a piece of shit come
Think
in
about
you,
that.
and now
well, I'm pulling out $5 $10 bills.
you let a
Because
piece
that's
of
the
shit.
maximum. I would have took out $120. I got a bill to pay that I can't because I can't get the money out. My bank's not in this town.
You let a piece
bitch.
of, you let a piece of shit come in you. I'm doing donuts in the parking lot that everybody knows I'm a fucker like a hoe. Yeah,
But my
but
connection
you
was
had to
bad.
make choices.
Yeah.
You
Not
could have
even
had it
close.
all.
And I wanted to be like,
It
if
could
I
have
was
been
gonna have a
me
kid,
throwing your baby in the back seat like groceries as I pull out to trap music.
And I was thinking, if I was gonna have a kid, it wouldn't be with you either, bitch.
No,
not
bitch.
even close.
Bitch, you think you're pretty
You're
enough to...
wearing pajama pants in
Bitch, you think you're
public.
pretty enough to come and get out of here. I wouldn't
No.
fuck you with my buddy's dick.
I wouldn't come in you. I would just tenderly make love to
I
you.
wouldn't
while
even
the kid
come
cried
near
in the other
you.
room.
I'd pull out and come on your nice bed sheets and leave.
I'm gonna come on the TV. And it's harder now that they're flat screens.
Yeah, you gotta
and
get
I'm
those-
older, so the shot isn't making it up there. I'm
gotta
gonna
get
need
those
you to lower
You
it
gotta
down.
get those special wipes for the TV now. You gotta
Yeah.
go back to the electronics section, deal with those dorks back there.
And they're gonna say, "Well, when are you trying to get off?"
Be like, well, my kid.
Well, the problem is someone did get off all over my flat screen TV. 28 inches, because I'm a piece of shit.
28-inch
It's hard
plasma
to
screen
even buy
TV.
one that small anymore.
People, I remember when I worked. I can say it now. I remember when I worked at Target, and I was running the electronics. I had a lady come in one time looking for a 13-inch TV. She wanted the smallest TV. She's like, I measured a little space, and it's got to be a 13-inch.
Are you trying to watch that outside in a snowstorm while you freeze to death?
Are you trying to carry a little box TV with you in the car to catch up on your stories when you're
Is that
stuck in
for
traffic?
Is that for the kitchen underneath the cabinet because your husband's got to watch sports? And he's going to yell if dinner's not done.
Yeah, and you ain't getting him off the TV when sports are on. He's sitting there with his brown pants tucked in, with his wife beater tucked in. He's got his 3 hairs combed over, holding his, what's he got?
Miller Lite.
Genuine draft?
No, just Miller Lite.
MGD?
MGD's fine.
Yeah, just draft.
Yeah.
Bush.
High Life, MGD, Miller Lite.
Miller Lite. Yeah, he's drinking a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Screaming about how the Pats are going all the way this year.
He's got. When I was a kid,
doesn't like the
I feel like
Chiefs
I've
'cause
said
they
this
hire
on here.
Too many black people.
I feel like I've said everything on here. We had a big foam brick that said "bad call brick." Have I said this? And it was meant to throw at your TV when they could withstand a big foam brick when there was a bad call during a sports game.
Yeah.
I, as a child, did not know the reference, so I thought it meant when you got a bad phone call, you would just throw the brick. So I'd always pretend I was on the phone and be like, "What?" And then I'd throw this foam brick, and no one corrected me.
Probably because it
Ever.
was cute.
No, probably because I was stupid.
Well, you didn't stop doing that. You're still stupid.
And my dad had a Brian Urlacher bobblehead
Oh.
that me and my sister, when they were like out being bad parents, we would turn the music up real loud, and Brian Urlacher would commit suicide off the big 6-foot house speakers. And we had to glue them together, I think, on a monthly basis for 4 years. And no one ever noticed. I think eventually he had like a little helmet next to him. And I think eventually the helmet was lost. And my dad was still like, cut the Brian Urlacher bobblehead. And I mean, we really Frankenstein this piece of shit back together over the years. Never took him off in preparation for the 80s music we were going to play loudly.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But I digress.
Sports memorabilia everybody has.
Yeah, lots of sports memorabilia fans on the show here.
Foam bricks, bobbleheads, the whole nine. We
novelty
really
things, cheesehead hats.
Yeah, a lot of cheese head
Really
hats.
appealing to sports fans this episode.
My dad took a lot of shits in a cheese head.
I believe it.
That was our only toilet for a couple months in the summer.
Better than a bucket.
Debatable.
You didn't shit in the ice cold bucket.
You didn't shit in a hot cheese head.
True.
Shit already in it.
Was shit already in the bucket?
There was shit in the bucket when you shit in the bucket?
There was shit in the bucket when I shit in the
think your
bucket.
bucket shit was a Patreon exclusive.
I think it was. Was it a Patreon exclusive?
Yeah, it definitely was.
Oh, well, there's a little treat for everybody.
Yeah,
go
so
buy the
get
Patreon so you can hear about me shitting in a
Get
bucket.
through real details. He really did it, and he might from time to time still do it.
There's
a video
not
on
confirm or deny.
Patreon
Pay
of-
$5 and find out.
There's a video on Patreon of Slim taking a grotesque shit in a bucket.
There is.
And I'm taking a clean shit in a cheese head, and we're comparing. Would you rather shit in a cheese head or a bucket? As an adult with the knowledge of the bucket.
Cold bucket, hot cheese head?
Sure.
Hot cheese head.
Hot cheese head. What
Hot
about a cold cheese head?
How cold?
Colder than even you would
Colder
think
than
possible?
expected?
Yeah, like you're like
feels like it's
how
burning
could
your
foam-
butt cheeks?
How could foam be this cold?
Like somebody had it in dry ice and then handed it to you to shit in. It's got like steaming because it's so cold. It's full of dry ice and you got to shit. Full of dry ice and you got to shit in it.
Yeah.
That one.
Just because for novelty.
Because how's
it's
it
gonna really steam?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because how is that hot shit gonna affect the dry ice when it hits it?
I learned at the Simpsons World when I got a Flaming Moe, which was just a orange pop with dry ice and like a little chamber underneath the cup. That when I was trying to frantically get the dry ice out in the bathroom so I could keep the cup, that shit just doesn't go away for a long time.
It doesn't.
I was just pouring. So I'm the crazy man in the kids part of Universal, continuously pouring water into little chunks of dry ice in a Flaming Moe cup, saying, "Come on,
man!
I gotta get back to Simpsons World. It's the only place I've ever been happy."
Oh God, I want to go so fucking bad. I just want to go.
You can skip on the Flaming Moes. They're mostly dry ice.
Mostly
and
dry
they don't let
ice.
you drink the dry ice.
Which
So
is
it's like,
weird.
somebody give me the pebbles.
Give me the little pebbles. I want them in my mouth.
I want to shoot dry ice at people. What the fuck?
What would happen if you put dry ice in your mouth?
Something bad.
I remember one time I was living with a buddy and his mom had ordered she had like food like overnighted to the house, like freezer meals, and they
I thought
shipped
you
them.
meant like she made an order and they're like, "We'll get it to you overnight." Where'd she buy it from?
No, it was like one of those like diet meal plans where
Yeah.
you order it and it's the freezer meals, but they ship those with dry ice so they stay
Yeah.
cold. So we put the meals in the freezer. We had a whole like just cooler full of dry ice to fuck around with.
Dangerous.
Oh, so dangerous. We threw a bunch in the sink and just turned water on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, which is what you're not supposed to do. Made a small explosion of ice. It was great.
It happens.
Happens from time to time. Don't put dry ice in your mouth. That's a thing.
Yeah, don't touch dry ice, I think.
Yeah, don't touch it. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't get it anywhere near your body. It's incredibly cold ice.
Just don't. You shouldn't. Not everyone should be allowed to have dry ice.
You know what I mean? Do you remember when we worked together? They sold dry ice in a cooler up front.
Did they?
They did. They had a big cooler full of it that was locked.
You remember when that guy came up to me and asked where the chloroform was?
No.
I know I've told this. This is just a big recap episode. I was walking out on break one time, and didn't you just love when people come up to you on your own break that no one will give you more break for because a customer stopped you?
Yeah.
And a guy, I'd always, put headphones in and try to briskly walk out. And this guy's like, excuse me, do you know where the chloroform is? And he said it like that, and I was like, what? And he's like, chloroform? And I was like, I don't think we sell chloroform. And he's like, okay, do you know where it does? And I was like, no. But it felt like someone had told him, yeah, could you pick up some chloroform at the store as a prank? Because he seemed like he definitely didn't know what it was for or how to pronounce it. Like someone who couldn't possibly use it for bad activities.
Well, he couldn't be asking for chlorophyll. That's what plants make.
Yeah. And you can eat chlorophyll. It's supposed to be good. You can't eat
chlorophyll.
They make it in pills. So.
Was he looking for chlorophyll pills?
He didn't look like he was looking for chlorophyll.
Was he looking for Claritin?
If so, then he doesn't deserve to have allergy relief because he's so far off. Oh, my allergies.
Everyone deserves allergy relief. Come on,
Not
man.
if you confuse Claritin for chloroform. Because eventually that's going to fuck you.
Yeah,
you're going to be like, chloroform's in a pill form now?
Just dump it on the rag and it'll fix my allergy?
I do have allergy relief because I've just been passed out for 5.5 hours.
I'm breathing through my mouth.
Oh, God damn it. He got the chlorophyll and chloroform and Claritin mixed up again. There's just a lot of shit here. He's making weird meth?
He's just he's got a lot of pollen in his body. His allergies have never been clearer, and he is sleepy.
Yeah. I get sleepy when my allergies
I'm
are
sleepy
bad.
thinking about that combination of things.
I mean, something's gonna happen aggressively.
Oh, it's always aggressively.
I was looking into, I thought it would be interesting for us to do the Guinness Book longest podcast ever.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
How long is the longest one?
What would you think?
Probably for 36 hours.
Is that your actual answer?
I'm going to say probably something like 120 hours. Something
I was
crazy.
thinking 24 hours tops. I was thinking maybe 10 or
What's the longest
15.
podcast?
52 hours.
What was it about?
For it to be a Guinness World Record, it has to be about one topic, and there cannot be more than 5 seconds of dead air. For 52 hours.
Okay.
One guy did it.
What did he talk about?
I don't know. It seemed like he was in a different country. I'll try to pop a quick Google.
Yeah.
But I was like, 52 hours?
With only a 5-second pause?
And one topic is the biggest thing. What would you talk about
so he
for
had
52
to be,
hours?
was he pissing and shitting in a special device while he was doing it?
I don't know. That means you got to listen to a man piss and shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's a 52-hour podcast, you probably got to hear him eating and drinking at some points, too.
But there can only be 5 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. Your mouth is going to get dry.
So you're just talking through chewing?
Yeah. He's chewing while he's talking. He's probably just eating things that he can just swallow really quick.
Yeah, the longest uninterrupted live webcast, because, I think it also has to be live, so they know that you didn't edit it. Audio only. It's 52 hours and was achieved by, I don't even want to, it's Nescafe 3U1 Ardan from Turkey, in Istanbul, Turkey, from the 13th of April to the 15th of April in 2012. The record attempt was carried out by two famous male Turkish radio DJs called, you know what? I'm just not even going to try.
We're just not even going to try.
Just two cool guys. I want to know what the topic was. Because, I specifically read it has to be about one topic.
What do you think we could talk about for 52 hours?
Music? Yeah. Can it be that broad?
We'd have to check with them before we did it, because I'm not going to do it for. I'm not going to do it and then
do
have
it
them
and
be
they're
like,
we tried to tell you right when you started, but we didn't want to interrupt. You just can't do. You guys were too loose. You have to talk about one band.
So if we were going to talk about one artist for 52 hours, Kanye West.
Kanye?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of content. Or like a crazy old rock band. You know what I mean?
Motley Crue.
Yeah, maybe.
Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just do a 52-hour 80s metal podcast. Yeah, it doesn't say what they talked about. But the whole crew consisted of 30 people. And that was 2012. Podcasts didn't even exist back then.
We could do it.
52 hours?
It'd
Have
be
you been
rough.
awake 52 hours in a long time?
Oh, no, not for a long
Because I
time.
specifically remember last time I was awake for 52 hours, and it was a complete nightmare.
Tell me about it.
It was me and Matt the God went to our first concert together ever. Probably, what the fuck would it be? How old am I? Someone answer, right? Gotcha, bitch. You have no idea.
thought.
Little thought. Yeah, this was probably, I don't even know. Probably 10 years ago? No,
Okay.
probably longer than that. Because what was I just... Yeah, because I was going to say this sound set will be my 10th anniversary.
Wow.
A decade of going to sound sets, primarily most of them.
So we got to make it a big one.
Yeah, I got to die there.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe before, or maybe it was after. Nonetheless, we went to see Prof in Chicago. And so I drove, you remember my Neon? Yeah, I drove that bad boy to...
Hey, I missed that Neon.
Where the fuck did I drive to? A train station, but not like the one we went to, and not the... I always used to go to... What the fuck
Harvard?
is the... Yeah, I used to go to that one all the time as a kid. It was a different one closer to my house, but not the one we went to. I don't know. So I drove there, and I'd like woken up at a normal time, drove there. We took the train, and then this was like when I had no idea of where anything was in Chicago. So me and Matt stopped because he's like, you can drink on the train. And I hadn't been old enough to drink on the train at the time. I don't know what it was. And so we go to a liquor store and he got a little pint of UV Blue and a pint of, I want to say SoCo.
Ugh.
And I got like 2 just big ass beers. And so we're on the train, get to Chicago, and then we took the subway. Have you ever taken the subway in Chicago?
I have not.
It's crazy. And he used to be the planner. The roles have reversed because he's like, we could take the train, we take the subway, and then we walk like a mile. And it was at the Abbey in Chicago, which has been on Bar Rescue. I don't know if I was there pre or post Bar Rescue,
We'll find out.
I've been there a couple times. I know I was there post, and I like to be to a Bar Rescue bar because they're doing shit right.
Exactly.
And so we take the subway, and then Matt's drinking on the subway. And I was like, can you drink on the subway? And he just goes, who's going to stop us? So then we're just drinking on the subway, and it's very weird to even be on the subway. It looks a lot like what you see in movies.
Right.
And it's
yeah,
just
it's kind of grimy.
weird.
Just
And
a
everybody,
weird
it's one of those
collection
things where
people.
you don't know what you're doing, and everybody else knows what they're doing.
Right,
So
yeah.
you're an asshole, and you better figure it out soon because you're going to go on a fast train underground. So then we get out. And we're getting liquored up. So when we get out, we walk completely the wrong way. And we walk for like far too long. Because it was also like we hadn't been hanging out that long. Like now I'd be like, we're going the wrong way immediately. But I was like, I don't want to interrupt. Maybe we're going the right way. We're drinking, we're smoking, we're having a good time. And we realized it. So we turn around and we go the right way. This motherfucker is getting drunk as shit. And he we're walking up and I see the bouncer and he's still drinking out of like the pint. And I'm like, Get it out of there. We want to make sure we get in. So like right in front of the bouncer, he throws it on the ground. And it's like, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, Jesus Christ. We get in there. We're drinking all these beers. Watch Prof. We leave. I took the train because I had always heard that the train goes like way late.
Yeah.
And if not, you can sleep in the train station. I've heard this my entire life.
Yeah.
So we get to the train and it is empty. There's no one there. There's no trains until... like I think it was 6 in the morning, like 5:45 or 6, and it's like 1:30.
Yeah.
It wasn't even 2. And so I'm like, fuck, there's no trains, so I guess we got to stay here. And there's like eerily no one in the building.
Yeah.
So we go into like one of those little areas where you can sit, and we just lay on the floor, and I try to go to sleep, and I'm like about to doze off, and they're screaming, and a cop is kicking me. And they're like, get the fuck out. Which before this, we had went outside because I was like, well, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. I don't know what to do. So we leave. I'm smoking a cigarette. And then we go in the door we went into and it's locked. Should have been a big red flag. But instead, we just walk around and find another door that's open. And I mean, there's like janitors in there looking at us
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, then we lay on the floor. I get awoken. The cops are like, get up or go to jail. So we're both like, what the fuck? And I was like, I'm sorry. I thought we could stay in here until the train came, which they were probably like, these guys are fucking drug addict, homeless fucks.
Right.
No one can do this thing that you thought you could do. And then the one cop was a bitch and the one cop was decent. And they kicked us out and I'm standing outside and I'm like, I don't know where to go. I thought for real the trains came. They don't. I thought we could crash here until they do. I got 4 hours to kill. I don't know where to go. And he was like, I don't know. There's like a diner up the road. You can just sit there. Or something. I don't know what else to tell you. And I was like, all right. So we went to fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh.
And we're sitting there. And I'm just like, I can't fall asleep. Like, I can't sleep in a Dunkin' Donuts. I
Right,
don't know what
yeah.
to do. So I'm sitting on my BlackBerry. And Matt's
The
across.
times. Jesus.
Very topical. Matt's across from me. He eventually passes out at the table.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, let him sleep. Maybe eventually I can catch some Z's. So he wakes up at one point. He had ordered a chocolate milk. I had ordered a coffee because I'm like, I feel like we got to order something to sit here for 4 hours.
Right, yeah.
So I'm sitting there, my phone dies. So then I'm just sitting in a Dunkin' Donuts while Matt sleeps at the table and just hating my life. And he wakes up and pukes.
At the table?
I think he like started to, and then he got to the garbage can and he like puked into it, but it's one of those ones where there's only a little hole.
Yeah.
And they give you trays with so much trash, and you always got to do that thing where you're like, get in the garbage. So he pukes, and it definitely didn't all make it in there. And I was like, well, we can't stay here now.
Yeah.
Because it's like now it's getting to the time where it's people like going to work, like businessmen, and they're like, here's these fucking junkies puking in the trash can. And I don't even know where we, like, in correlation to knowing Chicago now, I don't even know where the fuck we were.
Mm-hmm.
So we walk back to the train station, we get there, and it's like 5 a.m. And so I'm like, all right, we'll chill. And they're like finally opening the doors. And we go in there, and then we sit and wait for the trains. And I don't know if you've ever sat there where it does the track announcements.
Yeah.
And I literally started to like feel like I was seeing shit, or like when your eyes just like go cross and you can't focus because just hearing that. And Matt's like passed out on the bench next to me. And I woke him up. I'm like, I got to go outside. I can't fucking do this. We know what time it is coming now. So then it finally comes. We get on the train. And then Matt's so thirsty. He's like, I got to go get a drink. And we're on the train. And it's about to leave. And I'm like, you don't have time to get a drink. And he's like, there's a vending machine like on the platform. I'll just go grab a drink. And I was like, what do you do if the train goes and I'm on the train? And we don't know each other well enough to deal with this. And so he takes off running, and the whole time I'm like waiting for the doors to close and take off and then be stuck wherever the fuck my car is without Matt still. And he comes in, doors close like a movie. We take the train ride. He falls asleep again. I can't fall asleep. And then we get to my car. The best part is we're walking up the street, and where my car was parked, there was like something blocking it. And you couldn't park overnight where I parked.
Right.
I just parked on like the street because I'm like, it says, from this time to this time. And it was well after the other time. So I didn't see my car, and I was like, and now my fucking car's been towed. And I don't know, like at that point I was just going to live in whatever town that was and just call it a wrap on everything.
New one, new life.
Yeah, just
start over again.
And then, like a movie, a truck moves and my car's there. So I get in my car, drive home. And yeah, I lived out here. And so I get home and I like finally get to bed, and this is like noon or 1 p.m. I haven't slept, and I literally lay down in bed and I get a text from someone who was like, come hang out. And I was like, I've had a fucking crazy time. And then they were like, no, you haven't had that crazy of a time. And I was like,
that's how I feel about you sometimes, because you're like, just come on, come do it. And I'm like, bro, I can't right now. I can't.
And then what I did was get up and go.
You went and did it.
Yeah. And then, I got out there and I was like telling them all about this crazy time. And then I had a night of drinking and partying. And then I was up until like 5 a.m. and I had to come home. And then I couldn't fall asleep. And then it gets to that point where you just feel like you're never going to sleep again. 'Cause
Right.
You've been up, you're not even tired. You don't even think about sleeping.
Your brain's
anymore.
it's hit that second wind. Where
so
you
yeah,
just
then
keep
I was
going.
up until like, I don't know, like 3 p.m. And it probably, I don't remember what the time frame here was, but that was the longest I remember being up like recently, besides when you're a teenager and you just stay up for like a couple days just to see if you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, at the end of it, I was like, I don't even know if anything's real anymore.
I think one of the longest times I stayed up, just one of the ones that comes into my memory when I think about it, I remember back when we worked where we worked together, I had like worked an early shift where I had to be in at like 7 till like, because remember it was like 7 to 3:30 sometimes.
Yeah, which fuck you.
Yeah, fuck that shift. Fuck that whole shift.
The worst thing ever was when they'd give you 4-hour shifts.
Yeah.
Why don't you work 7 to noon or 7 to 1?
Noon to 4.
Yeah, you're like, no. So I'm gonna I used to call in on those all the time.
Yeah.
Be like, you're just gonna take a weird chunk out of my day.
Yeah, no, fuck all that noise. But I remember I had to work like a 7 to 3:30, and so I did that. And then, or it was like a 7 to 4 or something, like an 8 to 5, like one of those crazy shifts they had you do.
Stupid shit.
And it was like a Saturday when I did that, so I went out and I obviously went out and partied at the time. And I remember this particular party is like a Patreon story, so I'm not going to get into it. But I ended up being up very, very late, and I didn't get home until about 5 a.m. And so I had to also be back at work at 7 the next day, and it was let's just say it was a very bad night.
Yeah.
One of those nights where like you're so like mad and stressed out where like you can't sleep, and so I was just sitting there watching like the early morning basic cable TV shows, just like angrily, numbly flipping through the channels because I'm like, I can't even sleep now if I wanted to, and so I ended up going back and doing another like 8 to 4 and 8 to 5 shift. So at that point I had been up for like 40 some hours, I think, and then I know I came home and I crashed at like 8 o'clock that night. So it was then I slept for about 14 hours after that.
Yeah, I remember one time when we worked at that place together, I was out drinking until the bar closed, and I came home out here and was fucking loudly drinking until I got scolded for being up loudly drinking, and then I went to bed at 5 and I had to be to work at 7. And I think I literally just took a cute little cat nap for maybe 45 minutes and sprung up. And then you feel incredible.
For
You're like, I'm fucking unstoppable.
Sometimes you do that and there's nothing that can stop you. Other times you do
took
it.
a nice shower, drove to work. I got in there, and it's when no one's in the store. And you're like, let's fucking go. I'm ready to make some sales, clean some shit. And that was like 2 hours later, and I was like, I've never been thirstier in my life.
Yeah.
And I went to that gas station, and I was just like, water, Powerade, Fountain Pop. A beer for the parking lot. A couple beers for the parking lot. And I was just in my car drinking all this shit.
How many times did we sneak beers at that job?
I don't know. Not enough.
Not enough. Sincerely not enough.
We got some submissions. One, I realized when we recently got a photograph of some sweet, sweet Naturdays, thank you, that we had forgotten to mention a submission that was text to us. And the date it was text was March 19th. And I was like, oh, that's not bad. It's only, and as of recording, it's the 26th of April. And I was like, oops. So we're back at it.
We're going to honor this submission.
And if we ever miss your submission, we get busy. Feel free to send
us
it
know.
again.
Tell us we're being dicks.
You can send it 3 times. And if we still don't do it, then take the hint. We are ignoring it and we will never respond to it. But this one says, hey, dads, if you had to form a band with 4 members, vocals, guitar, bass, and drums, consisting of only famous people who go by one name, such as Tarzan, Jesus, Garfield, etc., who would be your supergroup and what would they play?
Okay.
I do want to see Tarzan, Jesus, and Garfield go on tour. I will buy the shit out of that.
Depends
merch.
on who's doing it. Only if Garfield's the front man.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You got to put Jesus in the back, which is definitely what I want to lead with. I want to take someone epic and put him on like drums. Like they're like,
why not? I think Jesus should do a cool thing where he like flicks the drumsticks around, but then puts them through his crucifix holes.
No, he can't do any showy stuff. He's just a real normal drummer.
Just like real class act drummer, not getting
like,
wild or
the
anything.
The drummer's Jesus, and everyone's like, no, he's not. He's not doing anything. And they're like, no, it's him. He's
no, that's
to, like,
Jesus Christ himself. Yeah,
he's just
really he's locked in that pocket, and he just can't be stopped.
I also want Madonna on bass. Because people, you're like, she's got to sing at some point. Like the whole concert, everybody shows up and they're like, no, probably the last.
Madonna's got to be on samples.
No, it's got to be bass drums. Well, I guess if you really just want to make okay, everyone plays drums. Jesus, Madonna. I got to go with Garfield as well.
On vocals.
Garfield is eating the lasagna into the mic.
It's basically a Death Grips show for the most part.
It is very artistic.
Yeah.
And it's better than anything Death Grips has ever done.
Okay. My band Garfield on vocals, just because I really like the idea of his little belly out there on stage with the microphone.
I like to think of him just eating the lasagna and complaining about Mondays. But John works from home. Yeah. So it doesn't make any
Garfield
sense.
on the mic like, just another manic Monday. Wish it was Sunday.
Why wouldn't you wish for it to be Friday also in that song?
That's
or
what I'm
Saturday?
saying, yeah.
Sunday's
the worst day of the week.
No, Tuesday's
the worst. Sunday's second worst.
Yeah, Sunday's full of anxiety.
Garfield on vocals. Prince on guitar. Come on.
Okay.
Buddha on bass.
Wow. Okay.
Sting on drums.
Okay, really? Yeah, stick it to him. I'm going Garfield on vocals, eating the lasagna into the microphone. No actual words. Jesus on drums.
Yeah.
Nothing to show for it. Real Monday. Not even a really good drum player.
Yeah, it's kind of off beat sometimes. It's a little faster and a little slower.
Yeah. Satan on bass.
Ooh,
just fucking
that's a good
ripping
one.
it. and the bass chords are crushing. Like, it's so bass heavy because you can't tell Satan to turn it down.
No, he's doing like power chords on the bass where he's like,
And then Madonna on guitar, she never sings. Her guitar's not even plugged in because we got Satan on bass.
It's
We
a
don't
great
need that.
band.
Yeah, that's gonna tickets are selling quick.
Hell, I would just go for Satan on bass and Garfield eating lasagna to a microphone.
But Satan looks nothing like you're picturing.
No, I'm picturing like a very
Jesus looks like Satan. Satan looks nothing like Jesus.
Jesus looks like Satan. Satan looks like a computer nerd.
Satan's on drums. No, that's Jesus.
That's
really
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Horn?
After the whole crucifixion thing, he really went in a different.
Yeah, it
direction.
turns out the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making everybody think he looks like Jesus.
Yeah. So 2020, can we get this this tour going? We've got this will be we're gonna be the next, what is it, Live Nation. We're gonna be the next Live Nation. Couple tours coming up in 2020 for your summer schedule. We have the 2020 Smooth Experience. It's 3 hours of Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana doing smooth.
That's all I want.
And smooth remixes. And then we've got your band, which is
Garfield,
Garfield.
Sting, Buddha,
Uh-huh.
and I don't even remember.
Yeah, the other one doesn't matter.
Nah.
And then I've got Garfield on vocals, Jesus on drums, the Devil on bass, and Madonna on an unplugged guitar, an unplugged electric guitar.
Some sexy ass music, let me tell you.
And then we have another wonderful text submission that says, where the fuck is it? Oh, that's a picture of a duck with a dick.
Interesting.
Where's this one? Is it from the same person?
Dad Chat's on fire.
Yeah, Dad Chat is getting a lot of crazy.
Lot
Or
of
no, this was how was this submitted? This was submitted a different way. I can't remember. I think it's on Twitter. Let me check some DMs. There's a lot of naughty erotica in there, so it's gonna be hard to sift through. Here it is. I got it.
You got it.
Yep. So we were sent a meme that is, what is this? Is this the Avengers? Who are these people?
Yeah, I think that's a scene from Avengers Infinity War, because that's Doctor Strange in the front, and then
Yeah, it looks like
Iron Man, the Hulk, and
and another guy.
Wong. That's Wong from Doctor Strange.
Okay. So yeah, it's that picture, and it says, "This looks like a comedy where suburban dads form a street gang." And then the submission says, "Saw this and thought of you guys. Here's a not so anonymous submission because we know who it's from. If you guys had superpowers, what would they be and why?" And then there's a follow-up question. Fuck! I had a sneeze.
Oh, I thought the fuck was the sneeze.
Yeah, I do sneeze and expletives.
How's it feel?
Bad.
I'm sure.
Really bad.
Superpowers, mind control.
Yeah, I feel like we've touched on this. I want to freeze time
Yeah.
so I can jerk off on it.
I want to be super strong and I want to be super smart.
I want to be a lesser version of myself because I'm already too strong.
I want to be a greater version of myself.
I want to be a greater version of you that only superpower is extreme bullying on you.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I look just like you, but I'm a little bit better in every way.
That's not that hard to do.
No, it's not.
Nah.
And the dick is big.
Oh,
And
that's
I
not
constantly
fair.
show
That's
it
not
to you.
fair.
Yeah, I constantly show it to you. I'm like, that's what a real man's dick looks like. And the follow-up is, also, if you were a street gang, who would be your rival gang and why?
I would say the Dapper Moms.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking it would have to be some moms.
I was thinking a pack of 4 women that are like the female versions of us, a la Ed, and Eddie.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Scary.
So
Which Ed am I? Don't say the retarded one.
No, we're not Eds.
But can we be Eds as
do
well?
Do we
want to
be Eds?
This is a side thing. What Ed am I? What Ed are you?
I'm the jawbreaker Ed.
Yeah, the big dumb one?
No, I'm not the big
Oh, the
dumb
big
one.
one with your hair. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What was the other Ed had it like a
Yeah, you're
beanie
that
on?
one. You're the one with
I'm
the
beanie one?
Yeah, because he's like neurotic.
Okay. I don't think I really watched Ed and Eddie now. that I'm
Ed,
thinking
Ed,
about
and
it.
Eddie.
I remember it. It was a stupid show. Who's the plank? Cole?
Yeah.
But then Matt's the big stupid one? That doesn't add up.
No, Cole's the big.
Cole's both the plank and the stupid one?
I like to think that it would be because on Ed, and Eddie there was like a gang of 3 girls that was like the girl
Yeah.
Ed, and Eddie. So I like to think that there's like a 4-woman gang out there called like it's got to be something with a G. the Gucci girls or something like that. I hate them. I hate them already. But so we got
we don't approve of.
So we got to have the little one that drinks beers. So like picture a short little girl with a belly, drinks a lot of beers.
She has pigtails.
Big tall hipster girl. Thicker girl, but what would she have instead of a beard? How would she be distinguishable as like the matte one?
A beard.
Still has a beard.
Still has a beard.
I like to think she just encompasses a lot of like Matt's personality, like just like
real dangerous.
Likes a lot of food, does dangerous things, like just
a lot of bad ideas.
Right.
They all have bad ideas.
Matt's not that bad. I'd say Matt has the most sound ideas out of all of us.
No, Matt has some dangerous ideas.
I didn't say he doesn't have dangerous ideas. The best way we ever described
Matt. I seen him throw
Matt,
a hatchet at the shed out there, and then it flew into a neighbor's yard, and we had to go inside.
Matt is responsible until he's not. That's how we established it one time.
I think that's all of us.
Yeah.
I think we all have bad ideas.
Yeah, and I think it all just depends on how much everyone else is about it, of how we act on it. Because if I come up with a bad idea and you're all about it, I'll do it. I don't give a shit.
I think that's all of us too.
Yeah.
If we have a bad idea and everyone's like, yeah, then it becomes.
It's the group consensus. If you're outvoted, you have to do it.
The problem is we're always drunk, and that's when we're all more liable to say
That's when the ideas come through too.
Bad things. And then there's just a woman version of me.
And she's she has horrible anxiety, and she chain smokes, and she's got a lot of problems with her knees.
Hell, I know our weak points. What if we fall in love with all of them?
I think.
What if we fall in love with different? Like I fall in love with the woman version of you.
I fall in love with like the girl version of Cole.
Yeah,
because it's like everything I ever wanted. Little belly, nice and cuddly.
Pigtails. I don't know why it has pigtails, but it for sure.
Why
has
does
pigtails.
it have to be an it? It's a she.
You can't assume gender.
Yeah, true. Look at me not
it's
being
2020.
PC.
This episode's coming out in a year.
Yeah, this episode was so.
It's a good one. We got to bank.
This episode was so PC. We had to hang on to it.
Yeah, because we can still get a little not PC for a bit, but in 1 year,
91 was too much fun. You got to wait till next year.
Yeah. Yeah, so do we have to beat the shit out of them?
I think initially like
I don't condone violence against women except in this very specific
Yeah,
scenario.
I think what it is there's like a Team Rocket style rivalry where it's like they're really like just trying to fuck with our plans all the time and like fuck everything up,
And they have slick back crazy hair.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm thinking like
suits.
real, yeah.
Which one of them's hot?
They're all hot.
They're all hot?
To us specifically, though. Okay. Like the other versions of us are hot to us.
So it becomes less of a street gang rivalry and more of a
we all
keep being like, hey baby, me and my boys are going to jail,
and they're like, not before us, bitches. And
then we're in the jail cell together, and we're just fucking all nasty.
No, we're like sitting across from each other on the rows, like one across, just staring at our doppelgangers, like.
Yeah, it's like a middle school dance where you're too nervous to dance.
Of course Cole does something stupid like throws a full bush light at his female opposite's head.
Smuggled into jail.
Yeah, of course he smuggled him in his little pocket. They let him keep his clothes
You mean his
on.
asshole?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Also snuck a pack of Marlboros and a lighter up there. He's a good boy.
Sitting there smoking and drinking. Hey!
He
just hurry up and smokes all of them and drinks them.
What are you going to do about it now? They just taser him and kick the shit out of him.
Cop's like, that was fucking cool as shit. When you guys get out, do you want to hang out?
We're like, you could let us out now. We could hang out now. Leave the girls in there. We're just partying with the cops. Putting those girls in there forever, actually.
Getting drunk and putting our dick between the bars. Like, see anything you like? Because it is my dream to have my penis sucked down through the bars
of a jail cell by a female doppelganger.
Emphasize the female
by
part.
a female doppelganger.
I'll take whatever I can get.
I will also take whatever I can get.
Even a guy.
That goes against the original rules.
Yeah, I say it a lot, but when you're in the heat of the moment, anything can happen.
The heat
my dick's hard and it's through the jail cell. That's what that song's about.
Yeah, getting your dick sucked through a jail cell.
By a man when you initially wanted a doppelganger woman. Very specific song.
Very
for
specific.
A hit radio single. Yeah, so I feel like there's got to be a motive. How did we start? Do we just see them one day? We're at the bar and we turn around.
Yeah, I feel like
wow, those women all look just like
No,
us.
I feel like we're at the bar and one of us notices our doppelganger first. No, one of us notices the other doppelganger first.
That bitch looks a lot like you.
That bitch
That's
looks
how you
so
speak.
much like, guys, come look at this girl. She looks just like you. But then we also catch girls being like, this dude looks just like you.
Yeah.
And then we start seeing them all together at one table. They see all of us together at one table. We keep like
we go out to smoke a
eyeballs at each
cigarette.
other.
They all go out to smoke.
Yeah.
And
they're
cigarettes for the ones.
And they're like standing kind of down a little bit too far, so we can't hear their conversation. But
and
we
we're
can
at
see
CJ's.
them looking into. Yeah, of course we're at CJ's.
Yeah. Every time I picture a bar scenario, it's CJ's. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like they're just kind of like, you can tell they're talking shit about us for some reason. We're just like confused. We're like, what the fuck? So we're like talking shit back, but they're also confused because like, what the fuck? Those guys are talking shit about us. We're not talking shit because nobody's talking shit actually.
And
it's
we
an
pull out
accidental
brass
rivalry.
knuckles.
Well, I pull out brass knuckles because we all know I got the brasses on me.
You gotta take it heavy. I pull out a gun.
A sawed-off shotty.
Yeah.
Pull it out of the front of your shorts.
It's been hanging out of the bottom for a while.
Yeah, everyone has noticed.
That's why I had to saw it off. It was hanging too low.
Yeah, just like
I'm going
my
shorter
dick.
shorts this season.
The girls
like to
across the
picture-
bar, the little cold one goes, "Let's fucking go, girls," and I'm like, "Ew."
Yeah. What a fucking stupid saying.
What a stupid thing to hear come out of someone's mouth.
I like to picture a what am I thinking of? Sound of Music?
Maybe.
No. What's the Street Gangs?
West Side Story.
West Side Story. Same movie in my head. Yeah, I want it to be that.
Street
style.
Sharks.
Street Sharks and bitches.
Yeah.
We have leather jackets. There's just say bitches. Ours say Street Sharks. Yeah, you look very unenthused when snapping. We're all snapping off rhythm. Someone at the bar is like, shut the fuck up. Snap all together or don't snap at all.
Jesus Christ.
Also, your songs are done playing on the jukebox, so we're going to turn it up real loud
Your
now
song
that
is
the
done
shit's
playing on the
done.
jukebox. Why don't you four men take those four girls outside, get to know each other, and fuck them a little bit? Maybe you'll feel better about
Just a
yourself.
little bit?
Just a little bit.
It's CJ's. You can't fuck Foley unless
This
you're
is
in the
Nancy
bathroom.
screaming at us.
Yeah. I'm like, Nancy, please.
Nancy, please have some discretion. I am a gentleman.
Remember that man just passing out at the bar twice?
Yeah, and then they just walked him outside with his car keys. Fuck.
Yikes. I don't know if we can even say that.
I mean, we can say it. It's a thing that happened. We saw it happen.
Yeah, I watched
If somebody
that.
gets arrested for something we said on the show, it's not our fault.
I don't get that drunk. And I'm envious.
Yeah, I don't get that. I wish I could get that
I watched this
drunk.
one, because even like the case race, I don't even think I was publicly that drunk
I was
until
that
I was
drunk.
puking.
Yeah, I was drunk.
Yeah, you looked crazy. For a
At
minute.
one point, I was nuts.
Yeah, you looked like
Laying on the floor.
Yeah.
And then I
I
tried
mean-
to play beer darts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't recollect that.
I do.
I don't recollect my round. But yeah, imagine just being that. Like, that's what me and Cole were talking about. How does that guy get that drunk? What do you think? If you had to physically
Yeah,
try to be that man,
You
think
would
you're
have to
just
drink
doing
like
shots?
of grain alcohol or like a really hot or like
They
151
have to pull
rum.
out the XXX bottle.
the 3X
They have to pull
jug
out the ashes of XXX Tentacion.
and sift it through the drink. That's
Yeah.
how you get that drunk.
And then
is-
you physically assault a woman.
I have something to tell you about my job involving ashes, and I want to tell you after the show, so please remind me.
Oh, I'll never forget about ashes. But yeah, I feel like I can think of so many times where I've been like, yeah, as drunk as possible, and I don't think I've ever just fallen. Like that guy, that's what I was saying that night. You fall when you're drunk, and then there's people like, he just was like a tree.
Right,
You know what
like,
I
he
mean?
was just gone.
went boom, and you could hear it, and you could feel it, and they had to pick him up, and then they put him back at the bar.
Yeah, and then he fell down again.
Yeah, and then they put him in that little room back there.
Oh,
You don't want to be
God.
brought into the room. But yeah, I don't know what I would do to get that drunk. I can think of times in my life, like probably that story about the strip club was probably the most drunk
Yeah.
I've ever been. And I don't think I probably looked like that guy, but I wasn't falling down. I
Right,
was honestly
yeah.
pretty coherent.
Like,
to,
pretty
get
coherent and
around. I
running
just
around
couldn't
and
figure
stuff.
out how to leave the building.
Right.
Which is a very drunk thing to
It's a
do.
very scary thing to have happen.
Very scary. It's one of the scariest moments of my life. Still want to go back to that strip club.
I also
Still
wanna go back.
terrified about going back to
I
the
would
strip
love
club.
to go back to that strip club.
You can't go back. You've never went.
I know, but I want to go.
I don't know. It's gonna break my brain.
Can
Or
we
they're
go to
gonna
the strip
be
club
like,
when we go to Minnesota?
I mean, only if it's that one. And
Okay.
I'm scared.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
You didn't go through it. You didn't have to see me drunk in that strip
You
club.
didn't have to see your mom in a coffin.
God. That's like they happen separately. There was a grip of. I went to sleep. I finally fell asleep after having a woman scream that, and then I woke up to cops.
I just really like the idea of them happening at the same
Constantly.
time.
It would be
The beautiful
more
country
poetic.
sunrise dew on the grass. You don't know what it's like. You never saw your mom in a fucking coffin.
And me going inside to a room full of passed out men. Like, are these things going to shut the fuck
Fuck up
up?
at any time.
They're like, we thought you went home. It's like, I couldn't go home. That woman scarred me. That possibly underage girl scared me.
Possibly, allegedly.
I was underage, so it didn't matter. Nothing matters when you're underage, baby.
Nothing matters at all, baby.
I wish I did all the bad things I want to do now when I was like 15.
God, do I wish I did them all when I was 15.
Listen, if you're 15 listening to this, what the fuck are you doing?
Go do everything you want to do.
Go do the bad things, because you'll just go to juvie and then just try to like stop going to juvie when it turns into jail. But you could definitely, I don't know, put some firecrackers in the mailbox.
Yeah, you could put some firecrackers any fucking where you want, really.
Put some firecrackers up your butt.
Put some firecrackers.
You're
in the
15,
basin
it'll
of the
bounce
toilet.
back.
Yeah, you'll grow a new one.
Oh yeah, I did a lot of things to my asshole when I was 15, and you know what? It's bad now.
Pray tell.
It's very. You don't want to be told.
I do.
It looks like there's a firecracker in there. But like a long time ago.
Interesting.
It's healed, but
still smoking.
Yeah, it's always smoking.
It's
let
still
me tell
smoking.
you what. Yeah, you don't hear me fart because it's just little puffs of smoke.
I'm scared.
It's like when you ever burp smoke.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah,
It's
it
always
is scary.
no matter how many times it happens.
Yeah,
in
with
your
the
life.
amount of weed that I smoke, sometimes I boke smirk. I boke smirk.
Hell yeah. I was poking some
I was poking some smurp the other day. Kid. Oh, fucking shit, bro. You're poking some smurp. I was poking some fucking smurp outside before I went to my grandma's house the other day, bro. I showed up so fucked up.
Big 420, bros.
Big 420, bros. Got me poking some smurp.
I'll take what he's having.
Yeah, I'll smoke weed if it makes me talk like that.
God. Yeah, but burping smoke.
Yeah, burping smoke. Burping Juul smoke hurts. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't know if I've burped. I don't burp smoke very often, but that's what I mean. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
It's like when you
You feel like a dragon.
You ever hiccup on a inhale?
Oh God! And it
you
just
should
hurts.
be pronounced dead. On the scene.
Immediately.
Because you do your one hiccup a day, like everybody does.
No, you're
and it
just a
just
monster. You
happens
need to
be when you're
understand that and stop
inhaling
trying to
some
force
smoke.
it on other people.
And you're like, oh. And it feels like more smoke comes out, like when you're jerking off downwards. It's
And
just
smoke
like
comes
that.
out.
And smoke comes out. And a little sign that says bang comes out of the front of it.
Isn't that how you ejaculate? That's the only way I ejaculate.
The bang or the smoke?
Both. It's a lot of smoke followed by a bang flag.
Bang when I was younger, because I was more
smoke now.
It's a lot of smoke.
What's the next evolution?
You'll know if I'm jerking off and someone's like, the building's on fire.
No,
Everybody get out.
No, I was trying to get a quick one out, and it's not quick today.
Everybody evacuate this movie theater. I'm like, no, it's not what it sounds like.
It's just what it smells like.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like anything. It's smoke, you idiot. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something. I'm not thinking clearly.
I'm distracted.
Yeah. It's going to be a minute.
I've got a dick and a brain and only enough blood to work one at a time. Thank you.
I didn't realize there was going to be boobs in that movie.
I didn't realize there was going to be a test.
Yeah, you come out of the bathroom and you're tested. Not sexually.
Oh, exclusively sexually tested at the movie theater.
I was going to say HIV. STD tests. Both. You should definitely do both.
You should definitely get tested. People should be not afraid to go get tested.
You come out of taking a big shit at the movie theater and you walk out and they're like, come in this other stall and they give you STD test. The one where they put the thing in your pee hole.
Oh,
they put
God,
the
of course it is.
In your pee
It's
hole.
the most cost-effective method.
God, it gives me chills still. And I hear that they don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
and I
it's
want
a big
that
bunch
back
of shit.
then. I want
Make men suffer.
I want to be refunded for that experience. If we're not doing that anymore, give me like $45.
At least.
And that's because
cut me a cashier's check at the counter.
That's because a lot of time has passed, so I forget exactly how bad it was.
Right,
but
you know
forget.
it's bad.
I'll never forget it being unwrapped.
Yeah.
Fuck having it shoved into my dick more than she said it was going to be. Just pulling it out and carefully unwrapping it. Pulling it out of the used syringe box and being like, this is going inside of you, baby. And then
did she say it just like that? That's where the baby
came from. She said, hey, baby, you're about to go to
jail.
And I said, I didn't do anything. And she stuck it in. And she's like, yeah, we used to do the 1, 2, 3, do it on 2. People caught on to that. So now we tell people they're going to jail. And then we jam it in their dick. But then you're happy you're not going to jail.
Yeah, you just have something in your dick.
True. And then they pulled a drawer of condoms. And they were like, you want any of these? And I was like, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, those things feel weird.
Do I take?
See you next week as you're walking out.
Do I take them for show, or do I show back up with a problem that we can't fix?
I mean, I don't need them. I got plenty of ramen noodle packs in my car that I pretend to use.
I just assume, and it's bad. Don't be like me. But if I look at a person and they look like a normal person, I just assume they don't have an STD.
I hate that I agree with that, but I also
you can look at
yeah.
like you look at some people and you're like, you probably have had something. You probably currently have something. I probably wouldn't put my raw penis inside of you most of the time. And then if you just got like a normal looking girl, seems like she's got her head on her shoulders, I'll do it.
I don't know, man. The most normal girl I ever fucked, I thought she had an STD.
Then why did she fuck her?
I was making stupid decisions at the time. Wore rubbers.
Oh, yeah, then you're fine.
Yeah.
If you wear rubber, nothing can happen to you.
That's true. Yeah, you are impervious.
Yeah, unless you get shot.
Unless you cover your dick in lard. I also heard that works.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, just a lot of fatty hog lard.
Yeah, and that's going to be nice for her.
Yeah, nice and greasy in there.
Yeah.
Makes your downstairs
Makes
smell real porky.
Makes a real greasy pussy, one would say.
Some might say.
Some might say.
It looks like 2 greasy pussies kissing.
Some might just say that.
They might say that into the microphone, yeah.
All right, folks, there it is. There it's been, 91.
91, it was a lot of fun. We hope you had as much fun as us. Actually, you probably didn't.
No, you definitely didn't.
If you made it through the whole thing, bless your heart.
Yeah, if you make it through anything we've ever made, then you're a special individual. Like a special ed class.
Like very short bus special.
Yeah, a little tiny compact bus.
Little
The smallest bus
people.
you've ever seen.
Get in.
Get in, strap in, let's go on a ride around the moon, because it's that fucking magic school bus.
Let's go on a ride around the moon, because me and my boys are going to jail.